So, I've been talking about Ester Saint. She and her girlfriends had a fantastic evening, and most of them were asleep. Ester and Dae were still awake. Ester was going to go to her Uncle Chen's house to deal with an issue. Dae wanted to come along, and Ester had no problem with that. Uncle Chen, he had quite a few children. 3 of them, all boys, were attempting to rob Ester's dad's grocery store. She happened to be there at the time, and she stopped them and told them they'd have to apologize and make amends for this. So at Uncle Chen's, they were waiting. She had given them an ultimatum to go back and tell their dad what they had done. So when she arrived, the 3 boys were all 18, 19 years old. They were in the living room on their knees, and the rest of the family were at knee-high tables sitting. And when Ester arrived, the process of discussing what should be done with them began. So Ester drilled them and questioned them, and Mr. Chen apologized because they didn't seem very apologetic, his sons. And Ester walked up to him, and after some discussion, and realized that they had an issue finding work, and they wanted some spending money. So Ester said for their punishment, they would have to work for her dad for 3 months, and he would pay them minimum wage. And they all agreed. And so they left. Dae was puzzled by this, and Ester explained to her that Mr. Ho, their father, was very smart, and he would see the beauty in this proposal, that they would come and work for the grocery store that they were attempting to rob. And Mr. Ho needed some hard workers because he was going to be expanding the store into the empty building next door, and the store would end up being 3 times as large. And so after that, Ester and Dae went home. Dae watched Ester exercise for the evening. 1 hour kata that Ester usually did, and Dae had focused on all the moves that Ester had done. And when questioned about them, Ester was very impressed that Dae had pretty much correctly guessed, or not guessed, but viewed and recorded in her mind how many strikes and mortal strikes there were in the kata. So then they both showered, went to bed, and the next day they woke up And as usual, Ester was preparing a wonderful breakfast for everybody. It was enjoyed by all, but everybody had to leave quickly. It seemed like all the girls had something to do. Raven and Riley Grace had to rush home. Their dad was going to be there. And so at that point, Ester and Dae sat down, relaxed, and decided, to discuss what they would do the rest of the day.